Hey guys, welcome back to this big pick. And next pile that I ended up putting together was this pile of indicators, which initially he hadn't even brought out, and they weren't. These were actually in his bedroom. What happened was he had two interrapids there that were among the stuff that I passed on because we couldn't come to an agreement on price on the interrapids. In order for me to be able to buy them right and make a little bit of money on them, I really couldn't give more than like 50 to 60 a piece on them. And one of them was a kind of an older model. So long story short, I passed on those, but he said, well, if you're interested in indicators, I have some others. I said, well, yeah, sure, I'm here. Let's take a look. So he went in the bedroom and he brought out this pile. I went through this whole pile, and we ended up coming to terms on this pile for 70 bucks. Let's start with, we've got a Federal, this is probably a Tessa Master. Yep. I'm sorry, not a Tessa Master. This is a Federal Test Master, not to be confused with Tessa in any way. It's an old indicator, but it actually works perfectly fine. And this is kind of like the Starrett 711 that you have to switch the switch to actually get it to change direction. But I can't find anything wrong with this thing. It seems like it's pretty good. It's just got, it's got some engraving on it. Looks like there's even a couple extra points that come with it here. Actually, quite a few by the looks of it. Is stuffed in there. And the little bar so that you can use it on a height gauge. So that's kind of nice little case too. So great little indicator for somebody. Next up is, let's see, I don't remember what this is. Oh yeah, okay. So this is a interesting. Oh, I like this. I'm going to keep this one for myself. This is a Compac, Compac. This is a Swiss-made indicator. And now that it's focused, you can see it's a very nice little indicator. It's got a secondary sub-dial there. It's working perfectly. And again, it's made in Switzerland, but I've only seen DTIs from this company. I've never seen a drop indicator from this company. And not only is it a drop indicator, but it's the small-sized one. So I just think this is cool as heck. And this is a tenths. That's the other thing. This is a tenths drop indicator, which is another kind of a little bit unusual. Not typical what you see. So that one's going in my indicator collection. I think it's cool as can be. And this is the original box. Actually says Compac right on it. So there is apparently a part number or something on the side here, but I doubt I'll be able to make much out of that on eBay because I just don't think that these come up very often at all. The 355 AE. Yeah, it looks like I was right about it not being very common. Only one has sold on eBay anytime recently, and it was a new open box one for $77. I mean, heck, for all I know, this might be new open box, but no, this has been used. It's been calibrated. It's calibrated back in 2009, like a lot of the other stuff that I come across calibration stickers for in this lot. All right, so moving on. What do we have here? This is an early Federal Miracle Movement box, and that's actually what's in here. Is a little itty bitty, cutie little. Federal. It's unusual mounting on the back here. I wonder what this was used for. You can see how small it is. What is floating around in the back of this thing? Oh, just a little hunk of threaded rod that probably can go in where this screw is sitting. This is a Meditoyo box, 2804-10. I don't even remember what's in here. Oh, okay. Yeah, a nice drop indicator. Yeah, so this has a really, really short amount of travel. Yeah, 50 thousandths max, and a tenths readout. this would be a good indicator for use in a bore gauge. I'll have to look and see what I've got. I've got a Mitutoyo bore gauge, and I'll have to see if I think I needed a drop indicator for it. I can't remember whether or not I ended up finding one or not. But this might be a better sub for that. This box here, so taped up a long time ago. Oh, okay. And this is a Fowler DTI. It is a tenths indicator. It also works perfectly fine. I have no idea who made this for Fowler. It's an unusual body style on it. Let's see if I can get a tighter shot. A little bit of an unusual look to it. It's heavy, I'll tell you. See, it's got this black side to it. But it's a heavy little indicator. Seems well built, actually. I wonder who made this for Fowler. May never know. A nice little DTI. I'll give somebody a good deal on that. So this is a Starrett box. It was originally quantity of 6 of something. I can't make it out. The stickers rip. But what's actually in here is an old Federal Testmaster vertical. And it actually seems to be working perfectly fine. And again, just like the other one, you've got to flip the lever to make it work in the other direction. But this actually is returning back to its origin point. It seems like it's doing it fairly consistently, not too bad. It doesn't have a case, so that's going to be a real cheap one. And then this one here, oh, this is an Alina. This is another early Swiss indicator manufacturer, and this one is in fact a DTI, and it's got the nice big face, and it's got a long reach contact point on it, and this one also works perfectly. This one, unlike a lot of the Alinas are bidirectional without having to flip a switch, kind of like the Brown and Sharps and the Tesses and the Interrapids. But this one has a switch on the side. And this one is a .0005, so this is a half-tenths indicator. I like it. It's got really nice, big, easy to read numbers. The crystal is really clean. This is going to be a great indicator for somebody. If I didn't already have a Brown and Sharp with a long contact point on it like this, I might keep this one for myself. But well, you know what? Maybe it's time to sell the Brown and Sharp, because I actually kind of like this one, the condition it's in. All right, so we blew through that pretty quick, so we can move on to another pile. So then we headed back downstairs to the basement, and I started pulling out stuff from the drawers in that Kennedy and the Gerstner, and putting together some piles down there. And this is the next pile that we cut a deal on, and I got everything in this bucket right here for $120. All right, so here's some of the stuff from the bucket. Work our way through it. So these little booklets here, I started looking through them, and I said, oh, I like these little guides like this. And I said that, and he says, you know what? He says, you could take those. So he gave me these. I got a Practical Machinist Guide Morse tool, got a Machinist Guide for Carbide Tooling from Morse Tool, and the Machinist Practical Guide, another one. And then also we have the Mechanics Vest Pocket Reference Book by Wolf and Phillips. This one I don't think I've seen, so that's kind of neat. So I threw those in for free. I also told him how I like their Lixie hammers, but the end on this one was missing, and he said, I tell you what, you can take that too. So he gave me a free Lixie hammer, and then the funny thing was, he didn't have a hammer for him, but he had this brand new old number 200 Lixie face. He said I was welcome to take that too, because in his experience, he said when they get old, they get kind of brittle, and they tend to have a habit of shattering on you when you use them. So I don't know about that, but what the heck, I decided to take it anyways. I've got plenty of I've got all the different sizes of Lixie hammers, so no harm in having some extra faces around. Here's one of a couple of edge finders I ended up getting in this deal. This is a nice one. This is a Starrett 827B. So the 827B is the the cone on one end and the small diameter rod on the other. That was a little stuck from just sitting, but that actually seems like it's okay now. No pouches or cases or anything, but I've actually got, I think, some extra pouches for these. I'm gonna have to go find one. This is a beautiful Starrett number 20 square 6-inch. This thing is clean as a whistle. Unfortunately, again, no case for it. I'm going to go right over to my box right now and check, because I bet you this is nicer than the 6-inch I've got right now. Yep. I mean, here's the one I have now. It's got a couple little stains here and there. It's far from horrible, but well, so I'll sell that one. This indicator, I told him I have a weakness for unusual indicators. This is a Käfer, I believe, which is the German company. I've got, or had in the past, I think I've had a few Käfers go through my hands. This one is a thousandths one, so it's not metric. Some of them are metric. It's just got an interesting secondary sweep dial. I just kind of like the way that one works. I think it's kind of cool. So had to have that. And then he pointed out that this has a magnetic back on it. So I've never seen one that, I've seen these magnetic backs for sale, but I've never seen an indicator that was specially made to accept the magnetic back like this. So I don't know. I don't know if that's original to that or not. I mean, it fits right on there perfectly. But that makes this really handy. You can just stick this right on your ways next to your carriage, and use it to measure small increments of travel with the carriage. This is a genuine SPI vice stop. This goes right on your Kurt vice jaw. I don't even remember what's in here. This is SPI, whatever it is. Oh yeah, okay, so this is an SPI. He called this an optical comparator. It's like a loop or a lens, but what it's got going for it that's kind of neat is, see, it says scale loop, 7 power. It's got built-in reticle lines, is that what you call them? Whatever. So if I look through it, I can actually see there's a target in there with all kinds of lines for, looks like maybe measuring angles and radiuses. I wish I had a way that I could show you what I'm looking at down the side there, but it's kind of cool. I liked it. I snagged that, put that in the pile, and that, and this includes extra interchangeable little discs for other measurements. So, can't beat that with a stick. Oh, holy mackerel. This SPI 7X comparator, which has a number 5, a number 1, a number 7, a number 8, and a number 12 reticle in case, is on the Pen Tool website for a whopping $206.78. Wow. It says pocket-sized measuring and inspection comparator. Kellner type, achromatic lens, 3 elements, 2 groups for sharp, undistorted image. Highly accurate measurements are obtained with sharp photo-etched reticles as shown. Body height. The illuminator accepts both the 40-141-4 and the 40-142-2 comparators. Provides excellent illumination for precision work. Oh, so I can actually buy an illuminator for this thing. Oh, so that's cool. So I just found it on eBay. I can buy this It's almost like a flashlight body with a special adapter for this loop. I might just do that. Well, here it is on eBay with just the number 5 reticle for $98.96. So that's almost $100 with just one reticle. So I think that I scored a hell of a deal on this thing. I also got this best test indicator. It's a 7030-1, so it's a 0.5 model. It works perfectly. Nothing wrong with it. It's just an older one. This has got the solid brass body on it, and for some reason somebody ended up polishing off the coating to the point where the brass is exposed. It's giving it kind of a two-tone look. Not sure what the purpose of that was. No case, just this little wooden block that was carved out perfectly to fit the accessories that can't come with it. Extra contact in there. Let's see. This is a little 135B pocket level. I've had a couple of these. This is one of the nickel-plated ones, which kind of makes it neat. And he had not one, not two, but 3 Starrett center punches. An 18A. These are automatic center punches. So I had the 18A, an 818. I guess I should see if that's actually what's in these boxes, huh? Yeah, see, that's an 18A. So that belongs in this box for sure. And actually, this is an 18A also, so this is not the correct box for this. In fact, I wonder what this box is for. What is an 818? Actually, an 818 is an automatic center punch, so that's interesting. I'll have to check and see what an 818 is. And here's an 18AA, which is the little itty bitty sucker, which I don't have this one. Unfortunately, it's missing a replacement point, but that's okay. Yeah, that is. That's an 18AA. So I'm going to keep that one for myself. Well, here we go. So the Starrett catalog says the 818 is new lightweight aluminum handle for positive grip. I might have that one, or I know I had an aluminum one at one point. So I've got the 818A and the 818B without boxes, which is fine because they just sit in my drawer in my Kennedy, and I'm going to keep this 18AA. And then I'll sell these other ones here. And then he had these 2 Starrett pin vise sets, but they're not complete. This is an S166 Z, so I think this is supposed to be a complete set. 4 pieces. And what's in here is, well, we get the pouch with 3 sizes in it. Okay, so it's missing one, and then for some reason there's an extra of the large one. So that's a D. These are both size D, but they're different vintage. You can tell because the one of them has the D centered underneath the word Starrett, and the other one has the D off to the side. So let's see what's in this set. So this is this is not pin vices. This is Starrett clamps, 161Bs, but it's actually got the S240 pin vise set inside, which is, this is the other style with the metal rods, and this is also missing one size. Huh. Alright. At one point I had some extra random pin vices, and I think I sold them off. I got tired of holding on to them, waiting around for this kind of situation to appear. Alright, moving along. This plastic box here has a whole bunch of random contact tips for indicators, but some of these, like this foot one right here, and some of these over here, may be original Starrett, because this is a Starrett box's dial indicator points, and look, it's got this thing. And it's got a decent assortment on it. It's got the roller one on there. It's got the plunge one. relief one. It's got this square one, which I've never seen before, but I'm wondering if that's not the round one and if somebody just ground it square for some application. Look at that sucker. That seems kind of funky. I'll check my set, see if there's anything on here that I don't already have on my ring, and sell that. Actually, I don't even know what the heck is this. That's a solid carbide burr. I don't know why that's in there with that. These 3 little tiny cant twist clamps. Here's a little Starrett hook rule. And I think it's in its original pouch, which is kind of neat. These are cool. These are hold downs for small parts. These are number 54s, and then they came in different sizes. So you can see the profile on these. You can see the shape on those on the edge. They almost look like some kind of blades. These are great for use on like a magnetic chuck on a surface grinder. This is a micro tap guide. I've got one of these already. So this is a spring-loaded tap follower. Handy little tool. Pretty sure I've already got that one though. This is the planer gauge. It's a nice one. It's a $5.99, and it's got the two posts. I think the $5.99 only came with 2, as is indicated by the fact that there was no place to store any of this in this case. All right, let's just kind of blast through what was left in this this particular pile, and then we'll close out this episode and pick up the next pile in the next episode. This is a cylindrical square. This is shop made, but it seems like it's pretty well executed. Of course, the way to know for sure would be to actually put it on a surface plate and do some tests. But I mean, it's got a beautiful polish on it after the grind was done. So, anyways, that's kind of neat sized. There was another cant twist clamp I kind of missed. Here's a little mag base. I have no idea. Oh, actually, it says it right on here. Oh, this is a compact Geneva. So that's kind of neat. That's a Swiss made mag base, and it's got the little dovetail attachment there. So we got a little square, cute little Machinist square. It's a Craftsman, pretty small. Got one of these Chapman driver sets. These tend to have, you know, the little driver and the bits. So I have one of these now that I like. I'll check my set and I'll make sure that my set's complete. This looks like it's complete also. I think I have the larger set actually, but anyways, I'll go through that and put together a set to sell and a set to keep. He had some calipers and stuff there that I left, but I did grab these because these are the Starrett Toolmaker series dividers, which are a little bit pricier. They're genuine Starretts and they're mint. And then this is a Starrett hermaphrodite caliper, which I don't think I have too many of these. So I decided to grab that one just because it's a hermaphrodite. This is a bore scope, or I'm sorry, this is a centering scope. He got this for free, so he didn't put much value on it, so it was easy to include this. It was a no-brainer. He said he has no idea if it works or not. The way these are supposed to work is you actually put this in a collet in your mill, you sight down this objective lens, you put the crosshairs over your mark, and then when you take this out and you put a drill in, you're supposed to be lined up perfectly. I think I might already have one of these, so I don't know if I'm going to, which one I'm going to keep yet or whatever. There were just 3 random hole gauges, Starretts. These are the ones that I think, yeah, these are the ones that have one side fixed. So these aren't the self-centering ones. Actually, this one is a self-centering one, so this is a different series than these other two. I don't even know if these are all Starrett or not. This is a nice little Starrett Tap Wrench. It's the really little one. I'll check and see if I have it. If I don't, I'll add that to my collection. This is a very nice clean Starrett 12-inch blade for a combination square, which I think I may have found in other drawers. I may have found the head that goes on this, so I'll have to set that aside. These three pieces here are pieces that he made, and I bought one of the indicators. I think it was there was a drop indicator that I ended up buying, so he basically said, yeah, you can take these. So this is a shoe for you can put the drop indicator right in here, okay, and make it like a depth gauge thing. But then he made this nicely grounded, polished attachment that the threaded holes line up perfectly with this. So you can do this kind of offset deal here, or you can put it right here and it'll be centered on this bar. So it almost makes it like a much larger attachment. Like you can see it going over, like you put this on the top of an engine block over a cylinder, just as an example of one of the applications you might be able to use something like that for. And then also this right here, he also made, again, drop indicator goes in here, turns into almost like a depth gauge. So kind of neat. They were free. Those will go in my personal collection. I'll keep those. And then this is a sign bar, completely shop made, but really nicely done. So I'll be able to give somebody a deal on a sign bar because I have plenty of sign bars. I don't need another one. All right, so we're going to close out this particular episode right here. And when we pick it up in the next episode, we'll have the next pile from this huge Machinist tool pick. Thanks for watching.